for questions.
Yeah, I think the beginning of the game was really good from us. I think we controlled it. We were executing the game plan. We were having basically all the approaches, and obviously that moment where a good play, a bit maybe fortunate with the touch, but then it's a great finish. So we're going 1-0 down, and I think they probably took a hit on us because, you know, it's not a secret, we haven't scored a goal the last couple of games. So then suddenly you are doing well, you're creating, you're doing the things, and suddenly you concede a goal. So I think from there to the halftime, even if they didn't have any more shots, they were better. We had like a couple of things there at halftime, and we came back out. We had obviously that good chance with Mitch, but we don't score. And then suddenly it's again, like they were, you know, I think they were in that period dominating a little bit more of the game, and we had to do some subs that were still managing some minutes. And I think actually like the last 20-25 minutes where we were allowed to play, because definitely we didn't play as much as we wanted. I think the team, you know, really showed character, personality. I think Stella, Kaya, Sarah, you know, Tarin Brew, they did a good job when they came on, even if some of them did it probably in positions that we weren't expecting. And, you know, we pushed for that goal. We didn't get it. And now it's time to move on because we play a very important competition this week. So we spoke a little bit internally. Our focus is now on America, on the trip, on the recovery. We're going again away, and we just want to make sure that we come back with that trophy, no?
Sean Sakalay on the magazine. Coach, I'm not going to ask you about the no calls on Midge or the foul at the end that wasn't called. What I will ask you about, though, is particularly the beginning of the game, you were in there and constantly peppering the ball towards the goal, didn't go in, and say half a chance on a flick, they get a goal. What does that do to you? We're close. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think football, as you said, those key moments are important. I think, again, we got a check on the VAR, that wasn't a penalty. Then, as I always say, it really hurts me, but I don't talk about the referees. I think they all need to be professional. I think today the performance, I think he tried to do the best he could. We need to be a little bit better with maybe certain things, but that's for them to analyze. I'm trying to be very respectful because that's how I am. But, you know, it's definitely something in the league that I always say we need to try to address, to increase the standards in general. So, you know, and have the better possible referees with the better conditions for themselves. I will always say that, but it's difficult because, you know, sometimes frustration comes up on the decisions that referees make, and then that puts you on the back foot or whatever situation. But I would rather just leave it there. And yeah, key moments. Like football is the details, you know. Like if you put a chance away, like we've done it another times, we know that this year already a few times when we've scored one goal, we've scored another one within 5 minutes. Like it's just those moments at the moment. Like, you know, last week we conceded as well. Like I think in the last couple of games we've conceded almost a very low expected goals, but we conceded 2 top corner finishes, and at this point we're not, you know, it's similar to the start of the year where we didn't score many goals. Then we came onto that run where we were scoring for fun, as they normally say, and then now we're again on this run. So we look internally and make sure that we're ready to score those goals in Mexico, no?
Hey, Coach, Anthony Merced with AJM Sports. When you're in this position where your team hasn't scored a certain number of goals for a while, even though you're creating chances and you know the talent that you have is capable of doing it, how do you communicate with them after these games to help them from getting too frustrated or in their own heads heading into such a big game later this week?
Yeah, I think we as coaches, like, you know, we have a lot of tools. I have a great coaching team, like then the same, getting the opinion of the players, leadership group. I think every situation and moment requires different strategies, and I think that, you know, like we will work on it together. It will be different to what we've done before, but it's always about the next action and making sure that we are ready for the next training session, for the next game plan, because that's the reality of the game. Now we're talking, obviously, we lost 1-0. Who knows? Maybe in a week we're talking that we lift a trophy, the first international competition trophy here in the continent, no? So that's where is our focus at the moment, no?
Hey, Juan Carlos. Good to
Hello.
see you.
Good to see you.
To go back for a moment to something you were talking about just now. The quantity of shots have been there in all 3 games. The quality of shots has somewhat been there. What's not there?
Yeah, I think we need to find better connections when it comes to the quality of the chance creation. I think today probably we have, like, I think in the expected goals that I saw is probably double than San Diego, but it was still not high enough. I think we were 0.6, they're 0.3, but that's not enough for our standards. We want to create better quality chances. I think in there is reading better the pictures and executing them with technical and tactical actions. Like also the chemistry between the players. I think, last week was the first game that Mitch was starting. Now Jace, Ella. Today we decided to bring Esther a little bit more as that connector. I think we are in that process of adaptation to each other.
To that point about dropping Esther back a little bit, Midge starting, all that, does it matter whether the chances come up the middle or wide, or?
No, it doesn't. I think that every coach in the world will tell you that you want to have the best quality chances and score the goals. And, sometimes it's when we create those, like it's also the technical action, final decisions. And I think we got the players that have enough quality to do that. So we hopefully, we're really looking forward to already. You were lucky. I know when you lose a game, you always want to play the next game as soon as possible. And we're playing, on Wednesday. So, yeah, really looking forward to that, no?
Anne went down a couple times with maybe what was her shoulder. Is there any update on her? How's she doing?
Well, I don't know yet. Like, obviously, she did that save on the first half that I think is a cross that, one of those crosses that starts going in, and she did that save. And I think the second half, again, she pulled that. I think it was a save or he hit the crossbar, no? I don't know if it was one of those two. And yeah, I hope she's good because she's doing still fantastically well for us. I think the goals that she's conceding are never have fall really. So yeah, super happy with her. She's got knocked in, I think she's been tackled way too many times, and she was a little bit going through some pain on her foot. But now I think it's getting the end of that part. Hopefully her shoulder is good.
Obviously to do as much as we can to impact the game, to have composure when we get on the ball and just get the ball forward. Coming in that late in the game when we're down 1-0, everything is our only prerogative is gonna be to get the ball forward and try to get as many chances as we can. But unfortunately, we didn't come away with a tie, and we weren't able to tie things up. But ultimately, he just told us to do the best we can and try our hardest and play the soccer we know how to play.
Anything else for our players?
Ricky Keeler, IE Sports Radio. With the news that Esther got her contract extended, how has she impacted both of you as a teammate?
Yeah, I think Esther is an amazing player, world-class player. I keep saying it, but also as a teammate, she's super humble, great teammate. She teaches us, I think, as midfielders, we love to learn from her. And she's not afraid to teach us, even though sometimes the language barrier, it's a lot of tactic sport, but she's so fun to learn from, and I think it's so cool to play with her. I've been like fangirl of her for years, so it's super cool to be able to play with her on the field, and I think it's a huge thing for the club to be able to keep her on our team. Yeah, she's a phenomenal player, but an even better person, and coming in as kind of a fan of Esther, it's surreal to get to play next to her and get to watch her from 5 feet away instead of on the TV. So for her to be here for the next couple of years, like Jaelin said, that's huge for the club, but we don't feel too bad about it either. We're really excited.
Jenna?
Last one for me, I promise. Looking ahead, now you guys are going to Mexico. Just kind of shifting your mindset. What are you guys looking forward to? I'm sure it'll be lovely down there, and just hopefully getting 1-2 games in and making it to that final.
Yeah, it's a really quick turnaround, 4 days, but I think games like this, the past 3 games we had, that's only going to make us want to go into these next 2 even more aggressive and even more excited to win and to play our best style of soccer. We want to get back in the win column, whether or not that's in this league or in a tournament. But I'm really excited. I know the team worked really hard to get there, so if there's anything I can do to help finish the job, I'm going to try my best.
Yeah, back here.
Alani Jordan for Sports Illustrated Kids. How did your goals change after the first goal was scored? And did you guys think to change the formation after the second half?
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think after the first, when they scored, I think they gained momentum a little bit, and we let them. I thought we had the ball, we were controlling the game up until that point, and so, and like I said, like one shot on goal, one goal, so I think, you know, obviously we took a step back and we needed to keep going. I think we had no doubt that we were able to even win that game going into halftime. And so I think we were just pushing for that, and we weren't even just pushing for a tie, we were pushing for a win. But obviously that's the game. We couldn't put it in the back of the net. But yeah, I think pushing numbers higher maybe in the second half. It wasn't a complete formation change, but definitely sending numbers forward more.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.